Okay, we're continuing with our book, Garden of Peace, by Shalom Arush. So, we spoke about various concepts today. He says peace is priceless. He says when a man is exacting about every penny that his wife spends and quarrels with her whenever he feels she spent unnecessarily, he'll say goodbye to both Shalom Bayit and his income. Why? Without peace, the household income is negatively affected. Someone that moans about a few pennies could ultimately lose thousands. If a husband will realize what blessings is a peaceful relationship invokes, he wouldn't ruin his marital peace for any amount of money in the world, and certainly not for a few pennies. He calls it pennies, but it's worthless to fight about these kind of things. When a man is easygoing about his wife's spending and doesn't comment on or complain even when he sees that she could have saved money here and there, he will have a constant influx of blessings and will lack nothing. Our sages say, honor your wives in order to be rich. By being flexible in money matters, for the sake of peace, a husband attains both peace and money. By virtue of peace's blessing, he'll succeed in everything he does. Now, if we understand that everything is from Hashem, which means this spending of hers is also Hashem. Why? If he wouldn't want that, or if he wouldn't allow that, she wouldn't do that. So therefore he's saying, if you keep quiet, you'll see blessing in your parnasa. And another concept that he's saying, why is she doing this? A lot of times it's because of us. Maybe we're a little bit too, zhim with our money. You know what I mean? She sees that for things that you need, you right away, For things that she wants, we have expenses, we have this, we have that. So therefore, sometimes it's this balance that we have to regulate. How? By realizing that we are sometimes at fault. Like there's this woman who's spending a little bit of money of the husband. He has, but she sees how much he's donating. In the shul, he's very open with donation. When she needs something, he's like, I don't know, it's a little bit expensive right now. We might not have it in the budget. So she openly said to me, I don't get it. In the shul, he spends like everybody thinks he's a millionaire in shul. When it comes to me wanting certain things that are, in Shimamash, chooses something expensive. Why? Just to see. Again, it brings to the topic of who's important. Shul is important. Me, no. It's like a subconscious test. Litmus test on who's important in this household. Is it donations that you do? So he's coming, no, I need to do donations, it's maaser, it's this, it's that, whatever excuse that he wants to make here. But the underlying factor is, again, it's most probably something that we are, doing that's causing her to do this extra spending.
Well, she's just testing.
For sure. He says, a mother has had a trying afternoon with her rowdy children. They were rude to her, wild, disobedient. By the time her husband comes home, she's lost her composure, meaning she's already tired and doesn't know what to do. She's shouting at them, calling them names, and waving a threatening palm at the most insolent one. She's doing one of these, at one of the kids. Her husband, who hasn't had to deal with them all day, he was at work, he doesn't know what's going on, is horrified. He runs up and grabs her hand, before she can have a chance to bring it down on her son. What's the matter with you? Calm down for goodness sake, he says. What crime have they committed that you're doing this? There's a showdown with merciful daddy, and the kids on one side, and mommy and the wicked witch on the other side, It seems that mommy loses, but in reality, everyone has lost. He says the husband understandably wanted to protect the children, but this shouldn't have been at the expense of his wife. Why not have pity on her? Maybe the kids were really insufferable and had pushed her to such an extent that she got out of control. Even if she has an uncontrollable temper, he should be compassionate with her and try his best to help with. But more so, in his attempt to protect his children from their mother's anger, he actually causes them far more damage than her anger ever would have. Meaning, by protecting them, he's thinking from her at the moment, he's creating more damage to them. How? She may have called them names or even smacked them, but by siding with them, he ruins the peace in his house. The turbulent and unhappy home that he's now left with does more damage to the child's emotional health than anything else. You hear? Meaning, it's a balagan. He comes thinking he's going to make this balagan a little bit better by protecting them. But what he did was he's actually even made it worse. How? A husband that shows restraint and does not correct or challenge his wife in her moments of anger with the children gains on many levels. Which levels? First, he preserves the peace with his wife. When children grow up in a home where there is peace and love, where they see and feel that mommy and daddy are an inseparable entity, they derive a love of life and tremendous inner strength to cope with whatever difficulties they may face. Why? Plenty of love at home. Peacefulness, yeah? So what? They have some challenges, let's say the mother gets upset, whatever. They're able to deal with that. Why? Peace and love at home. He says a peaceful home is a basis to build on for their future married life and the greatest guarantee of emotional healthy children. With peace in a home, even a mother's greatest mistake in raising the children won't hurt them. Meaning, peace at home with the husband and wife, she's not so particularly, able to deal with their eta, and she might not, raise them in the proper way. But he says this peace at home will actually give him strength. Exactly. On the other hand, when children grow up in homes where there is no peace between parents, they develop emotional problems. He says they have difficulty in coping with life and are likely to fail miserably in their own marriages. So when a merciful father, quote unquote, protects his children from their mother's rage at the expense of his peace with her, he actually damages them far more than he protects them. Yeah? Destroying the peace in his home is likely taking a sledgehammer to their souls. So he says, better keep the peace between the wife, yeah, and not go against, it's her against them all. Imagine father and all the kids against her. Why? He comes in the middle of the act. She's going crazy. He comes in, hello, and all of a sudden he starts protecting them. You hear? So he creates a strife between them. Now she hates all of them. Meaning now she's technically, he prefers the kids over me. It's like that. And what happens? There's all kinds of strife. And now it's visible. And not only today, it's visible constantly. You hear? And the children are now emotionally saddened by this non-shalom bait in the home. It says, secondly, by supporting her rather than criticizing, a husband gains his wife's trust and calms her down. She regains her composure and joy, regrets her behavior, and soon makes amends with the children, right? If he's on her side, she'll realize I made a mistake. She'll come say, hi, Bio, Johnny Bacho. Mama was a little bit tired, so on and so forth. He says, children are not that deeply affected by their mother's anger because they innately know that she's emotional and acts on her feelings. They know she angers easily, but she also is quickly appeased and then smothers them with love. This in sharp contrast to the anger of the father, which affects them far more deeply. You hear? They know that the mother, she'll go, but she'll also go, yeah, but the father is not so. Father's anger is a little bit more constant. It says, but when a husband comments to his wife about her behavior with the children, she feels deeply insulted. Why doesn't he understand her and stand by her side? And if her husband and the children join together against her, she has no motivation to improve her behavior. You hear? When he's against her, and plus defending the kids, now she says, it's like this, yeah? So she has no cheshek to be nice to them at all. On the contrary, she gets even angrier with the children since she blames them for her being insulted by the husband and for causing strife in her home. Now they're the cause of the fact that my husband doesn't favor me. You hear? And now she's going to start doing the opposite. By putting peace with his wife as a number one priority, a man merits divine assistance and inner tranquility. Hashem will help him to understand the root of the problem that arises and show him the way to correct them. But if a husband is willing to give up his peace to protect his children, or for any other reason, he will never solve the problems that arise, because Hashem will not be with him, and his own mind will be unsettled and confused. What happens is, it becomes one of these, circle of faults. You know what I mean? And you never be able to try to understand. Snowball effect, correct. And you're not going to be able to fix any problems. Why? You're trying to protect the kids. It's causing Shalom Bayit problems. You're trying to fix the Shalom Bayit problems, but she's not, giving in. Why? Because it's like a whole thing, and you don't know what to do. He says, leave them alone. Concentrate on her. Give her the number one that she needs. No comments as far as, what she's doing wrong. And this way she will understand you. Hashem will give you siyata d'shmaya to be able to deal with situations, and you will find ways to, mend everything.
By the way, if it's a good test with the kids, if you have it inside your goal to have peace with her,
absolutely,
you will follow.
You're gonna try.
Inside,
yes.
You're gonna fail.
Yes. Yes. He says, how great is peace? No matter what, no matter how difficult the problem, one's first priority should be solidifying the peace with his wife. Hashem then dwells in his home. He and his wife merit divine assistance, enabling them to overcome all difficulties and solve all problems in peace and loving way. You hear? So he says, who helps us? Hashem. So therefore, if there's peace, Hashem is in their house. And therefore, they are able to deal with the problems they're going to get. But if there's strife, where's Hashem? He's not here. So therefore Hashem says, okay, I'll let you take care of your problems. And how do we know? Do we know how to take care of problems? No. Our solutions are what we think are temporary solutions, correct? Stop her from hitting. Yes, stop her from saying. Temporary solutions, and he's going to talk about that, which builds up to the point of no return. He says, another very common and trying situation is where a wife has complaints against her mother-in-law and tells her husband all about them. Here too, the husband must remember that the most important thing for him is to keep peace with his wife. Although it's painful for him to hear her talk negatively about his parents, he must overcome the pain and agree with her. He should give her the feeling that he understands her and stands by her side. One of the most biggest fails that we do, yes.
That's what the woman should do.
Let me tell you something.
Yes. Right?
You think that that's what a woman should do, but in this generation, no woman does this.
Okay.
Maybe in the generation that you got married.
How many years you married?
I'm married 26 years.
I'm married 28 almost.
Good.
So this is the deal. On the first day,
yes.
Me and my wife, we had agreement.
Yes.
No talking about that.
Kol hakavod to you. Kol hakavod to you. So you are one of the few who has a wife who's understanding you. But unfortunately, it's not the same. It's not. The Gemara says, he's going to mention the Gemara. The Gemara says that there are going to be women that hate each other. Who is it? Mother-in-law and daughter-in-law. And that's the Gemara. If the Gemara says it, it means there's something there. The Gemara is not going to mention something that's rare. He's telling you common occurrences.
Okay,
but let's finish. Hold on a second.
Exceptions are possible.
Of course, no. We are not talking about exceptions. We are not talking about. But I can tell you one thing: that if I followed this rule for 26 years, I would be happy. But I didn't follow this rule. You understand? And if I commented on the fact whenever it was commenting time about the mother and the sister and whatever, I said, "Oh, your mother and your sister and whatever as well to you too."
Rabbi,
he says, "Why are you going to go there?
Opinion, please. It's
why are you going to go there?"
Should you take from your wife or not?
Don't you feel now that it was so stupid?
Mamash stupid. To fight with her about it? Mamash stupid.
No, Rabbi, what's your opinion? If a wife openly criticizes your mom,
yes.
What do you do? Openly. And more than that, there's some witnesses. Let's say the kids or whatever. Why you just gonna zip
take her hanger?
She will not do it without a reason. There is a reason.
Okay.
Right?
Whatever the reason is, you could just do it.
Can I explain what the rabbi means?
Right.
Why is she doing it? We didn't put her as number one. Why is she doing it? Because we didn't compliment her when she needs it. Why is she do it? Because we're commenting on whatever she does. So therefore she says, like this? Okay. To your mother. You understand? So therefore, to get back at you, whatever it is, now you want to fight with me? Fight with me.
So you're saying that she actually has something against you, but she uses
Absolutely,
as a language
absolutely,
against you.
absolutely. Therefore, if you come, Saldat Borin, wow, my love, you're so beautiful, you this, you that. But what do we do? That box, my mother makes it better. So you killed her. That thing, my mother was always used to do that for me. The laundry, always not like, Now she says, oh yeah? Okay, no problem. She takes out the pulimyot and she starts going, you know? And you're looking at her like a Nazi. And then you tell her, shut your mouth.
Let me tell you something.
Yes.
Ladies, they always seek revenge. Always.
That's true.
So if you're not going to treat her in the right way, she gets hurt, and now she makes sure that you get hurt where it's painful the most.
Your
Yeah,
parents.
your parents.
But think about what kind of a woman is this?
Again.
She has a nerve even to do this. This just shows the character of the woman, right?
I don't know where you live. Doctor,
He's not intelligent woman. That's as simple as it is. That your parents
the
actually.
most intelligent one that I'll tell you, that's exactly what that's what
That's
you
not
are.
true, Rabbi.
Yeah. Okay?
He deals with a lot of.
Intelligent, we're talking about education or how they say воспитание, and how to say
Mulakilov.
how the parents raised her, right? If she was raised in a good household, she would never allow her mom to criticize
Doctor.
her mother-in-law.
Doctor, I'm sorry, Rabbi, I'm gonna go. Doctor, let's not talk about cases that are very rare. Which one of us here was brought up in the normal way? Which one of us?
Each one of us
It's
was
very
brought up
difficult.
in
If
the
you
normal
were, kol hakavod to you. We're not talking
What
about
exactly
you.
you mean by this? I just want to know.
What do you mean?
No, like you
In
say-
our house, we saw fathers cursing the mothers, mothers cursing the fathers. We
Really?
saw hitting. Yes, many of the houses we saw neglect. We saw everything. So therefore, how do you want us to get to come up to a marriage? Same way, you understand? He's giving us a fix to all. You know what that means? I don't care about your wife, and I don't care about his wife, and I don't care about it. He's saying standard wife. She's complaining. Must be something with you, your problem. No. So that's why we say. You know what you're telling me? Tell this woman to shut up. You know what's gonna be? 50 years of shalom bayit problems, and probably before that you'll get divorced.
No, but why touch parents? This I don't understand.
Okay, Mulakilov, you're telling me why a kid is hitting the other kid? Come on, what do you? It's a kid. She's a woman.
That's how she's made.
Exactly.
I
She's made to say like this. Look. She knows. You know what's gonna hurt him? If I talk about his mother. Hey, your mother? You know, she's also not so like this. Hey, don't touch my mother.
But how she feel if I would touch her?
Same exact way.
Exactly.
So he says,
Why not do it? Like,
don't
just have
play
agreement.
don't
Not
play
like
her
that.
game. Don't play her game. And say, yeah, no problem.
It's not gonna end.
I have some
It's not gonna end. It's gonna continue.
use for the doctor.
Yeah.
And you can use it also.
Okay.
Listen. When we don't know where is the husband, we don't know. Disappears somewhere, right? She's aguna, right? Even a goy can be a witness that I saw that he died.
Right.
Are you a woman yet?
But if his mother will come,
If his mother.
will come and say, I know that my child, maybe he passed away.
Is that a
Maybe, yeah.
We don't believe it. You hear that?
No, finish it because I didn't get the
The Beit Din will not accept
Not
her
accept.
testimony.
Why?
Not her and not her daughter.
because they're
Because
interested.
his wife and these two always like enemies.
And she wants her to get divorced. She
You
wants her
wanna
to
take
go.
my husband away from me. I'm not gonna let that happen. You see it?
I understand.
No. You don't. If it's like me coming to the office and I see what you doing? I say, I understand. No, I don't understand.
Pretty much your mom is a prejudice to start with. She already said for this, and that's why they cannot take her as a testimonies, because she already interested party.
She ready to say, my son died, just get lost.
Yes.
Get married to somebody else, we don't want to see you. So the Bedin will not accept her testimony. Why? Because these two are number one hatred more than the Jews and the Hamas, and a mother-in-law and a daughter-in-law, that's number one hatred.
הוא הצביע heaven, so, הסתפתק.
When
תספסים
I
סקושי בו.
learned this, also I was like, you know, I said, Ya Habibi, Jews, we're talking Jews. My Rebbe says, you have to set up your mind, this is what Hashem created. She wants you only for herself, not even the kids.
Yeah, the same thing the mother.
Number one.
You belong to me, I bought you.
The wife.
But the Kiddush here is that the husband at this moment has to agree with his wife. I really like the example Rabbi gave.
What?
When this happens, when she starts to say bad things about the mother and the husband, the reaction. Oh, I don't know how my father lived with her so many years. I don't know. You're right. You play along with her. It doesn't mean I agree with her. But I am showing her, I am
Support.
putting you as my number one.
And you know
But
what?
באמת, כל הזמן does
You didn't
create
get me,
an emotion.
He does.
And how do you,
Oh.
an intellectual, emotionally,
Very good.
healthy person has to
Very good. We're coming back to, you're a man. And therefore, like the Rav said, you have 100 soldiers, and they each, let's say, have their own thing. Are you gonna get, personally involved with them? No. You understand this is the army. And therefore, you're the general, you're the man, and you're gonna deal with her emotions. It's not her. It's not her. It's every woman like that. Therefore, if you look at it as, it's not her. This is the emotions. This is exactly. This is her wiring. In order to unwire her, because you'll never unwire her. Unwire her, you make her number one, he's going to continue. She become bubula. She'll be like, oh wow. She's going to start loving your mom. But when we put our mom before her, and they know how we do that. They know exactly how we do that. When our mom says, I need milk, milk is there right at the front door. When the wife says milk, it's there the next day. Or the next, you haven't said, her right away. Me, the next day, or 2 days afterwards. All these little things they see and they sense it. But he's saying like this: it may seem that it's compromising his parents' honor for the sake of peace of his wife, but this is not so. The greatest honor for his parents is their son's peacefulness, successful at home. He says his love and peace with his wife will make it easier to appease her and to bring back the peace between her and his parents. When she feels that her husband is firmly by her side, the things that upset her lose their sting. You understand?
Now I understand.
Oh, 1 second. If she still has complaints against her mother-in-law, she'll feel that it's not fair to fight with her husband who is so good to her. Why? Because he's good to her. Because he puts her number one. You hear? She won't want to sacrifice such wonderful shalom bayit, so she'll find a way to reconcile herself with his parents. You hear? She's going to put her thing down.
But sometimes wife could be, I'm not talking about particular wife, but wife could be that way. She wants the husband just to be with her. That's it.
Oh no, it's
Nobody
every
else
wife
is
like
this,
that. It's
right?
every wife
So-
like that.
And that is the problem. Not as a mom like this. You said mom is like that.
No.
Wife
First
could
of
be
all,
like that,
first of all,
right?
first
And
of all.
then she'll try to do her things.
Moms
right?
are
She
also
make
very
Gabriel over here,
possessive.
Gabriel over there. Just the one reason to keep a husband just for her. That's it.
Ima saying, but she not cool.
Exactly.
I understand.
Exactly.
I'm going to speak about my mom right now.
No, so we're not speaking about your mom because your mom is not normal mom. She's a very high class
My
mom.
Whenever I had some issues with my wife, unconditionally she always take a side of my wife.
Very good.
So how you want to explain this?
Very good.
It's a smart woman, right?
Very smart.
No.
They all should be educated like this, but unfortunately it's not like that. If we're gonna take a consensus over here of 150 people, maybe 2 people will be like that, 3 people will be like
Okay,
that.
but you have to imagine our moms, first of all.
Maybe. See?
And then you say this, whatever you say, right? Just
So what he says is, if the husband puts his parents' honor before peace with his wife, he will lose both. Parents suffer greatly when their children fail in their relationships. The principal honor of one's parent is to avoid causing them sorrow and anguish. Meaning, when the parent sees a husband, the son or the daughter divorced, they cannot take that. It's very. So he says, now that you're going to cause some problems, where is it going to lead to? Possibly divorce. So what did you do? You just caused suffering for them and suffering for you. Yeah?
1 second. You said when they divorce or when they have no shalom bayit?
Even no shalom bayit, they suffer. They suffer.
Yeah, they suffer more when they.
Yeah. So he's saying, so therefore, however, he says, when parents learn that their son had a fight with their wife, they are very saddened deeply. They get no consolation from the fact that the fight was for their own honor. Meaning now, if I know that they fought because of me, meaning if the mother and the father think, wow, they fought because of us, how are they going to feel? They're going to feel not so good. I mean, we have certain Bukharian parents that are very, otakinada, but generally parents don't want that. He says, sensible parents are happy to forego their honor if doing so will enable their son and daughter to live in peace and with their spouse happy. Here, he says, a woman by nature is highly emotional. If she has sorrow from her mother-in-law, it's very hard for her to make a balanced and objective appraisal of the situation. The responsibility to keep the peace lies with her husband. You hear? It says, who is able to see such situations with less emotionality. She is emotional. She's looking at it like, oh, she said this to me. She's looking, how come my son is skinny? What, you don't feed him? Oh, that's it. Yo, right? How many times did that happen?
Wife, she didn't say anything, and the wife still like that.
No, one second. Because they feel it. Let me tell you something. There is
they feel it.
Yes.
Before it was the
You
same,
missed one more concept.
Okay.
Standard operating procedure. A mother is on the jealous side. She took my son. So what happens? Even if she doesn't say, inside she's like, "Kto takaya? Who is she?" Sometimes she might. One second. Sometimes
she
she's
likes
not.
the son or not?
She loves the son.
She loves the son.
The
wife, she likes the son that will give him to her or no?
Again,
Is it good son?
I didn't finish what I'm saying.
Good or not?
So when the mother-in-law
Just say
harbors
thank you all the
hatred inside, guess what? We said it penetrates to the other side. And therefore the daughter-in-law is thinking, why do I hate my mother so much? You know what? My mother-in-law, sorry. Because the mother-in-law doesn't like you. And why does she like you? Maybe she doesn't like the way she takes care of the son. Maybe the house is not as clean as she wants it to be. Maybe the cooking is not what that. Meaning so many other things. But at the end of the day, there's a little bit of stain in the heart. And this stain is also reflected spiritually to the daughter-in-law. And the daughter-in-law is thinking, why do I hate my mother-in-law so much? And the mother-in-law is thinking, So that's why
She doesn't say anything.
she doesn't say anything. For sure when she says something. You hear? So he says,
deeper roots.
he's-
The roots coming from her mom's.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes, that's
Absolutely.
coming from her mom.
So listen to
Her
this.
mom make her like this.
He says
That's it.
he must remember that the greatest honor for his parents is having a son with a tranquil marriage and a peaceful home. Any normal parent would forego his honor and say, as long as my son is happy with his wife, yalla. That's what normal.
That's the myth.
That's what they wanted. So therefore he says, have peace with your wife. Don't worry about the honor with your parents. Everything will be shalom bayit, fine, and you move on. But if you start to protect your parents' honor, you finish basically. It's a game over. It's a stand. Everybody knows that. We don't have to tell you that. Unless she's such a tzaddiket, and in that case, she wouldn't have any problems to begin with. You hear?
If my son is happy, then it's good.
Oh,
That's the key.
and what if the daughter-in-law doesn't like you? As long as your son happy is the key, correct?
I think if he's going to be happy, it's going to reflect on me also, and I'm.
If
going
your
to be-
son is happy but she doesn't like you, you okay with that?
What is the reason?
You're gonna forget the reason. That's it. She doesn't like you. She doesn't like you.
That's the problem.
You good? As long as he's happy, you're good. You better be good. You better be good
With
because
certain training, I'll be
because
good.
oh, very good. With certain training, you're gonna be good. Baruch Adonai Olam, amen, amen.